Hello, welcome to Intuitive Insights podcast. I am your no BS woo woo coach, Meghan McDonough. Today, I want to share an insight with you. So today, I wanted to talk about, well, there's two things or two ways of approaching this. But there is a yogic, a spiritual saying that it matters where you grow, right? Your container matters. So I had a big birthday recently, this year, several months ago now. And my mom and my sister and I were trying to get together to celebrate it. And we did last weekend. And we went to Sedona, which I've never been to. And I'm not a big desert person. I'm more of like a trees and mountains and ocean gal. I've always heard I would really love Sedona. So I was curious. A couple years ago, I had a crazy little thing happen to me, which wasn't so little. Out of nowhere, I had a pulmonary embolism. And that led to all last year was like a series of tests because I was like, why did this happen? How did this happen? So looking at my heart, my lungs, and I pushed to look at my blood work because I have family members who have had blood clots as well. And so when they looked at my blood, they found a couple of things that are both like, we found something that we don't know what it is. So talk about a mind F, And every time I listen to my intuition with this particular situation, because I do check in with it from time to time, the message that I receive is, because what the doctors will do is they'll say like, well, we found stuff that's not supposed to be there, but we can't really do anything about it. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad. So we'll see you in 6 months. And you're like, what? What am I supposed to do? Was just supposed to be like chill? Like I'm just supposed to go back to life like regular when I may or may not have like a life-threatening disease going on in my body? Like how, what? So the message I'm getting through that whole time is like I was asking, what can I do? This is me intuitively asking, like, what do I need to do? What do I need to focus on? What do I need to know? How can I fix this, essentially? Because I want to fix things. Some of us are fixers and we want to fix things. It's a way of controlling our environment. Speaking of environment, you want to fix your environment so you're in control of it. And of course, that's all an ego-minded thing. Not good or bad, just is. So the message that I was getting from this particular situation was, it's about your mind. It's about your mind. And I was like, well, that's not helpful intuition. Thank you. But it's not helpful. But what I kept getting, and so I'd come back and be like, I'm sure that wasn't the answer. Can you give me another one? And the answer was always, it's about the mind. It's about your mindset during this point in time. That the mindset was more important. This is not like medical advice or anything, but this is my particular relationship to my mind during this process. And the most beneficial thing for me to do and be and have during this process is a clear mindset. So working my way back to what I started with, I had my big birthday and everyone was asking me what I wanted to do. And I'm not like a big birthday person. People like, the whole month. I'm not a big birthday person. Like, I never was a big birthday person because my birthday sucks. It's like right after the holidays. It's in the winter. It's like just in that, I always say it's like in that window of time after everyone's like Christmas, whatever holiday you're celebrating, New Year's, yeah. Like if you've got a couple of days after New Year's, you're still in that window. We're like, all right, I'll keep partying. But mine's the 5th. So by the time you get to the 5th, everyone's like, oh my God, I don't want to do anything or see anyone. I'm sober. I am on a cleanse. Like, get away. My birthday's been kind of depressed. It's not like I can be like, oh, let me go outside for a hike. No. The only time I enjoyed my birthday was when I lived in California and I was like, I'm in shorts and a tank top on my birthday? Like, this is fabulous. Also in LA, be like, oh, what kind of cleanse are you on? Whereas in Chicago, at that point in time, not so much now, people be like, if you're on a cleanse, they'd be like, what's wrong with you? What happened? So when people asked me what I wanted to do for my big birthday, I was like, like it's just another day. It's just another weird number to label yourself with. But then I was like, you know what? I had a whole year of fighting a fear-based mindset and struggling with that. And so I'm going to do something to scare the living shit out of me. I want to jump out of an airplane. I was like, that's it. So when they asked me what I wanted to do, I was like, I'm going to jump out of an airplane. I'm going to skydive. And my sister, who is one of the most magical humans on the earth, was like, okay, great. Where do you want to do that? Because I'm pretty sure you don't want to do it in the Midwest. I was like, and not in January. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. And she suggested Sedona. And I was like, actually, that's a great idea. And then I have a friend who had some lung issues as well. And she was talking to me and telling me that her doctors advised her never to get like in an unpressurized plane. And it had never occurred to me to talk to my like 5 or 6 doctors that I'm seeing now to ask, can I jump out of a plane? So I was like, maybe I should ask them that. So I emailed my pulmonologist and I was like, hey, I have a big birthday coming up. Thinking about jumping out of a plane. What do you feel about that? How's that feel? And she was like, hard no. And I was like, yeah, I don't like that answer. So when I met my hematologist, I brought it up to her. And again, she was like, I'm going to have to say no. And I'm like, man, seriously? And the reason why is because of these odd things going on in my blood, I have to be on blood thinners. And they don't quite know what's really going on with it. So they're like out of safety. And I'm like, ugh. I really wanted to be like free and fearless and not feel old. You know what I mean? But there it was. And so I didn't skydive, but we did go to Sedona. And I had been reflecting on a saying recently, spiritual saying, which I shared, which is, your container matters. In spiritual development, in relationships, love, otherwise, education, your container matters. And the reason I'm bringing up the Sedona trip is because I could feel the energy shift, like about, I would say, 20 minutes outside of Sedona. Like the vibration got lighter, and my nervous system completely responded. And when we got into the town, it's like my nervous system was able to, which I didn't even know it was like, screaming. Because I'd been screaming so long, I was like, oh, it's that background noise I'd noticing. But I could hear it like say thank you. And when that happens, you realize there was a layer of static that you couldn't even see or hear because it was so common for you. Where you grow matters. Who you grow with matters. It's easy to be a rishi, a yogi, a sage in the mountains, away from everyone, with nature. It's easy. It's easier to connect to your intuition there because it's it's part of the machine of the skin suit, right? It's the energy that makes the skin suit run. And it gets drowned out a lot by the concrete jungles, by others' energy and emotions. And it gets harder to hear. And it's like that intuition is when our souls, which are part of this big ball of light, get scooped up by a skin suit filled with karmas and lessons and journeys it wants to experience in this particular lifetime. The instruction manual is our soul, is our intuition's voice, which is the voice of the soul. And our desires are like directions on the roadmap. What we like, what we don't like. That steers us towards the direction of our soul's map. Now, just like directions, you don't hang on to the directions. They just get you to the next step. They get you to the next place, to the next marker. They help you along your journey. And the destination, that's experience, that's lessons, that's growth, that's love, that's connection. And however it's presented to you is however it's presented to you. But because this whole world is tangible, we assume that we desire something because we need to have it, to cling to it, to hold on to it. But one of the main lessons, I believe, in this life is that we're meant to experience it and release it. My son was asking what was the difference between Zen and Buddhism. And so we watched a video, and how they broke it down was, which I thought was very beautiful, is the Tao says, what are you forcing? And Buddhism says, what are you gripping? So where are you not listening? And where are you clinging? But there are many ways up the mountain. Somebody could give you some wonky directions. You'd still get there, but you get some wonky directions, you know? So how you get there matters. The container you're growing in, the car you're in driving matters. Not only your body, metaphorically, but also who you're with in that car. Like your body as the car, or you in the car with others. Because I noticed, and I'm sure you've noticed this too, the presence in certain people, because all things have energy. And when your nervous system releases and relaxes and feels safe, then the soul's voice can speak up, the intuition can speak up. The nervous system, the lymphatic system, the energetic system is tied to the breath, which is tied to the energetic body, and connects to the physical body through emotion and breath. And that's how they work together. So I was thinking about this, especially coming back from Sedona. I've been marinating on this concept where you grow matters, because my instinct is to fix things. So if my environment isn't supportive of the growth that I want to have or go through or experience or feel like I'm being led to experience, I want to fix my environment. My yoga teacher told me a little saying, Sanskrit saying, Naham karta harihi karta. Naham karta harihi karta. But what it translates to is, I am not the doer, the universe is the doer. And what gets confusing is that our souls are connected to the universe, but we are not technically our souls. We are not divided. We are one. Right? That makes sense? So I'm bringing this up not as a solution, but more of as an awareness and a reflection. Your unique vibration, your energy, your frequency sings in certain places. Find those places of joy. Find that space where your soul feels supported, empowered, confident, and free, because that's its true nature. It's confusing for the soul to be trapped in the skin suit and limited by physicality. So what makes you free? Feel free. What makes you feel joy? I mean, when was the last time you surprised yourself? You know? Did something new and different that you kind of sucked at. My sister, I told you, is a magical human and a fabulous planner. And I really got into like pottery last year, but like, air dry pottery, because I don't have a wheel and I don't have a kiln. And I was like, that's okay, I can just do this. But I think I really need a wheel and a kiln. But we went to a pottery class, and it was wheel throwing. And my sister and my mom were not happy with because it's hard. It's hard, and you very hard to like succeed right away. And I was really excited about mine, but then but my sister hated hers, my mom hated hers, and I thought they were great. They're actually a lot better than mine. And this trip was crafted beautifully by my sister to be the container for my vibration. We did a pottery class. We went to Sedona, where rocks and sound baths are like common, climbing, talking about spirits and stuff. Like I was all over that. And, the vibration of the place made me feel, we did a sound bath. It was an amazing sound bath. We had a best massage of my life. And, these are all my things. These are all things that bring joy into my particular vibration. I don't know if they really brought my mother or my sister that much joy, but that's my point. What brings your specific soul joy? Those are your directions. They're not your destination. They're your directions. That's it. That's what I got this week. I hope you got some nuggets of wisdom or reflections for yourself to utilize. Speaking of containers, I have a 3-month program that if you're still listening to this and you're curious about, Meghan said she talked to her intuition. What the hell does that mean? If you're curious as to how to talk to your intuition, or you're sitting there going like, I know I'm intuitive, but I don't always trust it, or I don't even know what's my intuition, what's my, imagination or my fear or whatever. Or if you're just feeling out of alignment in life, energetically, or just in general, and you can't really place why. My 3-month course, Trust You're a Spiritual Badass, or Trust You, is just that. It's a safe container to find your joy, raise your vibration, support your nervous system so that you can hear that voice a little more. And then once you hear that voice, then we explore what's the relationship there. We're in relationship to everything, right? So how is that relationship showing up? How do you want it to show up? How can you work on it better? How can you work on translating and communicating better? Because that's your GPS. And then from there, how do you use it practically in your life? And once you go through that 3-month process, the intuitive incubator is where I'm really proud of starting this. This is a space where we can all safely play intuitively in a positive way, practicing our gifts, being read, getting read, in a supportive community. Because we don't have a space, really. There's not a lot of spaces to practice kind, intuitive conversation, kind, intuitive communication, and relationship to each other, to ourselves. It's not cultivated enough. So that's what I got. If either of those sound interesting to you, I have a 30-minute free clarity call where we can explore where you're at, see if either of these situations might be good for you, and get you on your way, finding your magic and letting it live through you every day. Because guess what? You might be a little more intuitive than you think. Make magic. Talk to you soon.